I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Double overtime it is right now at Madison Square Garden. 3-3. We're a minute in, so we still have fast ice right now. This is pretty dangerous for Carolina as the puck is in their zone right now. I'm on the New York Rangers. Cam is on the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's see who the Big E Eric Cohen is on in this game. Cohen was born stressed out, so I know you're stressed about something right now, Cohen. What do you want in this game? Oh, who are you on, Rangers or Canes?
I have the over, so we're good there. But I do have the Rangers in the series, so definitely hoping the Rangers can pull this out. It's been quite the game, definitely. And I don't know. To me, the big edge is obviously in goal. I haven't liked Freddie Anderson much in this series so far, so I'm expecting Shesterkin to steal another one here, and the Rangers hopefully go up 2-0.
This would be this is going to be a legendary MSG performance if they're able to hang on to the win. Shesterkin's up to 52 saves right now. You got to believe that the goal is going to come soon here. I doubt we go to triple overtime. I mean, someone's going to make a mistake eventually as Carolina's pressing right now. Like I said, you got fast ice. So, Cohen, have you recovered from another Toronto Maple Leaf collapse and disappointment after losing to the Boston Bruins? And being a Bills fan, I know your pain in a sense, too. It's always frustrating after we lose to the Chiefs every year, Cohen. You have to watch them on TV for the next couple of weeks after. And it's now you have to watch the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers, who you don't like either of them.
Nope. Yeah, to that point, Gabe, you think about all the teams that have beaten the Leafs in the last decade. Pretty much all of them have ended up going to the finals, right? Last year, Florida, they go to the finals. The year before that, Tampa, they go to the finals. Even when we lost to Montreal in the first round, Montreal went to the finals. When we lost to Boston the other times, twice, Boston went to the finals. So basically, that's just the way.
So the bet is
for the Leafs. Not only do you have to watch them lose, you then have to watch the team that's beat them go all the way to the finals every time. It really is unbelievable.
Bruins game? So you're saying I should bet on the Bruins then? They're going to go to the Stanley Cup, the Boston Bruins? Swayman?
Yeah, well, I definitely liked Florida at the beginning of this series. I thought Florida was the much better team. But, man, I mean, right now you can make the case Jeremy Swayman's the best goalie in the NHL. He's been unbelievable. And, when Florida was coming on, they were up 1-0. And in the first game, he wasn't letting in anything else. And basically, once Boston got a couple by Bobrovsky, that game was over. Swayman can definitely steal that series, and I think he'll be the key because, right now, I don't know if anyone's playing better than him. It maybe Shesterkin, the guy you're watching with 50 saves today. Other than that, he's unbelievable.
I think you got to get to him early because he's so dialed in and his confidence is sky high with Swayman. If you're Florida, you better score the first couple of goals. You know what I mean? Take control of the game. Don't let Boston do their thing. You're right. And Swayman's getting love right now. We were talking about the Conn Smythe Trophy and the odds. Swayman is 14-1, Cohen. Who do you think? Because we were kidding and we were talking about the Vancouver Canucks. The shortest price for the Canucks is 45-1. JT Miller.
Yeah.
Besser's like 85-1. Seelovs is 100-1. The Canucks will get your take on the series, but they're getting no respect, and it translates into the Conn Smythe odds. But there's good value with this Conn Smythe odds right now because everybody pays pretty well right now, Cohen. Who do you like?
I'll take a flyer and a long shot. I do believe Edmonton's got a great shot to win the Cup. Like Stuart Skinner. I mean, a lot of times it's going to be the goalie, right? And
Sorry, Cohen. Every guess we've had, Oilers in 4, Oilers in 6, Oilers in 5. It's just the best.
Oilers.
We should turn this to the Oiler Network. Oil spill.
I don't mean to disrespect the Canucks, but you know as well as I do, Gabe, they can't play the way they played against Nashville and expect to win this series, right? Like, they're going to need a lot more goal scoring against Edmonton. And the thing is, when you think of the Canucks season, they started off the year on fire by those 2 back-to-back wins over the Oilers in games 1 and 2, and they throttled Edmonton in one of those games. They didn't lose to the Oilers all year. They handled them all year. But on paper, obviously, it's hard to make the case that Vancouver can win this series. Edmonton, everyone just sort of believes that this team is finally ready to take that next step that we've been waiting for the last few years. They're just so talented. I just don't think the Canucks can score enough goals to win the series.
Minus 270
There's others who say,
Cohen, it's a joke.
There's others who say the Oilers are the Leafs of the West. Let's see, Cohen, if the Oilers can, and it's true.
They are.
To remind
What
people,
have they done?
Vancouver.
I know the more people are the more we're talking about this stuff, I almost want to bet on it. Like there's 2 people out of 90 giving Vancouver a chance. It's the best.
Well, listen,
Cohen,
here's
like,
the
don't
thing.
you think that price though? It's almost
but let me
3 to
say
1
one
for
thing.
Edmonton. Like that's dumb.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I think Pettersson, though, that is one thing that the Canucks were fortunate, Cohen, that they beat Nashville without arguably their best player playing terrible. And he is getting criticized, but it's not quite. It's a little bit more encouraging because they're winning, right? Like if the Canucks lost a series, Pettersson, he'd be getting the Mitch Marner treatment and stuff because he's been not just not scoring, but he's been kind of bad. Like he got beat off the puck a bunch of times, just sort of, he kept on he's shooting the puck, but it's like, bro, your shots keep getting blocked, but you keep doing the same thing over and over. But you'll notice Game 5 and Game 6, the last 2 games of the series, he kind of started to wake up. And he was hitting people. He was making plays. His confidence is shot. I saw an interview. I can't believe I'm quoting this guy, but he's actually a hardcore fan and knows the guys on the team, Michael Bublé. So I saw an interview with Michael Bublé today. And he was talking about how he called Pettersson to tell him, you know what, you're great. Just, keep hang in there, keep on battling. And he admitted Pettersson's confidence a little shaken, Colin. And Quinn Hughes got beat up. I don't think he's 100%. I think he's hurt, and he's just sort of playing through something now. Nashville really wore on him. But this Seelovs kid, bro, has been amazing, Colin. You almost get the feeling that he's that guy that could carry this team.
Yeah, it's interesting that, Casey DeSmith wins a game, gets hurt, and then can't get back in the net, right? So, yeah, they obviously like what they're seeing from the kid. You're right. The question is Pettersson hurt, or is this just a slump, right?
No.
What's the deal with him?
I think he's just struggling.
Yeah, he's in his head.
All right. So,
I think some other guys are
right,
hurt, but it doesn't mean it won't click against Edmonton, though. It doesn't mean it won't click against Edmonton. So what's your prediction? How many games the Oilers? 4, 3, 2?
No.
That's about
I'm
Oilers
going
in
to say
1.
Oilers in 7. I think
Oilers
it's a
in
great
2?
series. I think it's a
I got
long
Oilers
series.
in 7 too, Cohen. I got Oilers in 7.
Yeah, I think Vancouver can listen. Vancouver handled them all year. It's funny because a lot of people write off what happened in the regular season. Boston swept Florida in the regular season, and people were like, you know what? It means nothing. Florida's going to kill these guys. And then you look at game one, Boston handles them easily. I don't think you can just write off the fact that Vancouver was 4-0 against Edmonton. I think Vancouver knows how to play.
We had that
against them.
debate
It's been a
earlier.
great series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had that debate earlier with a guest who said it doesn't mean anything. But in a way, it's like, okay, people said the same thing about Vancouver and Nashville. Vancouver went 3-0 against Nashville this year. They just beat them again. Like, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Like, so it wasn't all that much different. You went 3-0. You just went 4-2.
The only one that was different was the Jets beat
Winnipeg,
Colorado regular season, and the Jets always gag. They're the Leafs of the Middle Canada. They'll find a way.
But the Jets are big chokers, number one, and number two. We all know the Avs weren't themselves earlier in the year. They were really hurt and all that. Like they only got good in the last month, writers type thing. You know what I mean? Like they dialed it up as the season went on.
Yeah. Well, listen, I won't be surprised if Vancouver wins the series. I think the price is ludicrous when you consider the Canucks have home ice advantage, and the Canucks did win the division. Obviously, the Demko injury is big, and as you mentioned, the injury concerns with Vancouver with if Pettersson's hurt, what's the deal with Quinn Hughes? So I get why Edmonton's favored, but they shouldn't be this big a favorite. I think the price is not indicative of where it should be.
More with Cohen and Cam on the other side. This is SportsRage.
I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The MSG magic continues, like Kramer. Extra MSG on the Chinese food, Cam. Extra MSG. Madison Square Garden right now, absolutely rocking. And they're showing some supermodel that I don't know who the hell is, but they got to show her because it's New York. Did you enjoy yourself at the Met Gala last night, Cohen? You see, it was the big Met ball last night. It's like it's the most stupid, ridiculous thing, ridiculous thing ever. But I tell you what, if you just bet on the Knicks and the Rangers in every home game, bro, they don't lose. The Rangers haven't lost. The Knicks just win all the time at home. They won last night. There it is.
Yeah.
Right between the legs, 5-hole. I'm not going to blame Anderson, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
kind of a
if you guys watch this game, Carolina had a million better chances. Shesterkin just eats Anderson. Anderson is just one of those guys that's why I understand your guys' pick. I like Carolina, but Anderson will let in a bad goal. He's not clutch. Like he gets worse as the season progresses. He's a great regular season goalie. We've seen this movie before, and Shesterkin is in his zone right now. If he's in his zone, the Rangers could win the whole damn thing. It's that simple.
Well, just remember last year. That's why Florida swept Carolina in the East Final, right? Because Florida was getting that goaltending from Bobrovsky, and Carolina was not getting that goaltending. That seems to be their Achilles heel every year, right? The other goalie is going to be better than, that was the Leafs' problem, right? I mean, the same thing again. Every time they played Boston, when Anderson was a Leaf, he could not do what the Boston goaltender was doing, right? Same situation here. And, to your point about New York, Gabe, I mean, how you have the Knicks who, should be able to beat Indiana and should be in the East Final against the Celtics. Now the Rangers up 2-0. Man, it's a good time to be a New York sports fan right now. The Yankees are rolling.
That's going to be sickening. Boston. Imagine if the Boston Bruins and Boston Celtics at both conference finals.
That's right.
I'm going to jump through a window. Right. Cut my mic. Done. Honest to God, I'll puke. I will puke.
I'll be pulling for the Knicks or the Pacers against the Celtics. I'll tell you that.
Anybody but the Celtics.
I don't mind the Celtic players either. I think Jaylen Brown's cool. Jason Tatum's a nice. Like, how can you not like Jason Tatum? He's a nice. Jason Tatum's too nice. That's why he doesn't win.
Yeah.
Like he's too nice. Like he's a nice guy. And I think the Leafs are nice guys too, and that's a problem for them. They just don't have that. They can't even. They can barely grow beards. These kids, like they don't intimidate people. They're not gonna they don't have that spite in them. Like the Bruins are jerks, right? Like you got to be a jerk. The Vegas Golden Knights are jerks, and I say it. I like it. The Canucks are becoming jerks, right? Like just out of the blue, like Besser will just do a jerk move to you, like just to because he's like, I've been in the league a long time. I'm not playing around. Like get out of my way. Nope. Right, like you gotta that's the way you do in the playoffs. You gotta be a jerk.
Yep, Pat Maroon's the biggest.
That's why he's got all those rings. He's a jerk. Corey Perry, he's a jerk.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Old guys.
Nick Marner talks about being a god when you play in Toronto. You know what? We don't care that you're gods. We want you to be pissed off when you lose, right? They need to have more of that. Yeah, like it just you have to hate the feeling. It's got to make you just.
That's the difference.
Sick.
Yep.
In Montreal, there's a difference. At least in Montreal, if you're bad, if you're on the Montreal Canadiens and you go out, people will tell you suck. Right? Like people remember there was the famous thing with Carey Price. Like people yelled at him about a preseason game and you had to say, chill out, man. It was an effing preseason game at a grocery store. Right? Like people like Pierre Turgeon's wife was shopping at Christmas, Cam, and the store clerk said, you and your husband should go back to Long Island. You're terrible. Merry Christmas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but the Leafs go out to the clubs in Toronto and people aren't saying you suck. They do get treated like gods. They do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but the culture of the Leafs. Yeah, he did get carjacked. Yeah. But like the culture of the Leafs, they are treated like these big heroes and they're put on this big pedestal. Yeah. You know what it's very similar to? The Dallas Cowboys. Isn't it?
Similar. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better. That team, exactly.
You know, like the Cowboys, like they get the pedestal. You're on TV. You have all these fans. A lot of people like to laugh at you, but you get treated like a god, even though you never win. Right? In other cities, like they turn on you. Like they're turning on Pettersson in Vancouver and they're still winning. Right? Like it's a weird dynamic. And Leaf fans are so defensive. Like, man, very similar to Knick fans, though. Knick fans got upset, just people about bitching about it. But I talked about Austin Matthews, and people, like, really rushed to his defense a lot. So 77-69 for the Oklahoma City Thunder right now. So, Cole, what's your pick for the who do you have playing in the Stanley Cup now, Cole, now that you've seen these teams play?
You know what? Right now, I mean, listen, it's easy to take the Rangers, but I think you have to like the Rangers in the East. I just think they're the most complete team. And if it is Rangers and Bruins, you're going to have two elite goalies. But I think New York's probably deeper, lines 1 to 3. I don't like Boston's depth at center. So
we could have New York, Boston guys in both the NBA and the NHL.
Yeah,
think about it.
We can.
It would be Boston
in the West.
It would be
you have to
Boston,
like
New York, Boston, New York.
I think the Stars. Listen, they were down 2-0 to Vegas. They lose the first 2 games on home ice, and the fact that they rallied and won 4 of the next 5, including 2 road games in Vegas. I think Dallas right now is the team. Jake Ottinger, who was pretty mediocre in the regular season, he's found his game. So I think right now New York, Dallas makes the most sense in the
Colorado
NHL.
just scored 2 goals, Cohen. They were up 3-0. It's 3-2 now. Like, this Colorado team can't, like, they look confident, man. I'm on Dallas.
Well,
tonight.
you know what? I'm doing this show, so I'm not watching that. But maybe I spoke too soon about Jake Ottinger. He had been playing really well.
Yeah, now the track meet's begun.
Yeah.
It was lower scoring earlier. No, but I got to tell you, though, it's probably happened at some point, but I don't think so. I don't think there's ever been conference finals in both leagues of the same cities before.
I don't think
there's been teams in the finals. New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics in the conference finals.
Yeah.
And the Boston Bruins versus the New York Rangers in the conference finals.
Which is very
I'll tell you what, neither league's commissioner will mind these matchups, bro. I'll tell you that.
No.
No.
I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. So for all you heartbroken Toronto Maple Leaf fans, you can see some championship caliber hockey played in the city of Toronto by the Toronto no-names. It's the one thing. You guys got to, come on, get some effing names for your team, man.
Seriously.
It was a great year. It was a great product. I bet on the games a lot. Me and Julio followed it. Like, I followed this league really closely, actually. I'm ready to go for the playoffs. And Dude, they're on a collision course. I don't have you followed all, Cohen? I know. Listen, you work at a network to broadcast the games, or do you just ignore it? You're a degenerate better. Are you betting on this stuff?
I'll be honest, I've not bet a lot on it, but the one thing I'll say is, listen, the Toronto team is so good that they got to pick their opponent, right? So it is nice to see a Toronto hockey team do that well when it's there's a black cloud over the men's Toronto hockey team. So definitely something to be proud of.
No, dude, they're killing it. They got who's the girl? She scored like 22 goals in 20 games. Spooner, yeah, Natalie Spooner.
Natalie Spooner.
Yeah, Spooner and Sarah Nurse. Sarah Nurse had bad luck earlier in the year. She's on fire.
Yeah.
I think she got 8 goals the last 6 games type thing. I said it. Like I said, I watched the league closely. I don't know if you remember, Cam, but it was after 4 or 5 games. I said, Toronto haven't won yet, but they're actually good. I said, the goaltending, they ran into a girl and they hit the post. She made 52 saves. It was one of those deals. It just took them a couple of weeks to come together. They're a dominant force, man, this Toronto team now. Yeah. They're good. But so are Montreal. Montreal and Toronto are they're a nice rivalry. Montreal, Toronto in the final.
Let's just say the Leafs never picked their opponent. They pick the Leafs every time. Oh, yeah, we'll play the Leafs in the first round.
I just want to say
that. What do you think?
I want to say this about
Kachuk mocking you guys.
Yeah.
Can you believe the luck, though? Nylander doesn't miss a game in 7 years. All of a sudden, start of the playoffs, he got migraines and misses 3 games. Then Matthews, who's playing in meaningless game number 81 and 82, looking for 70 goals, all of a sudden gets sick and has to leave game 4 and can't play in game 5 and game 6. And then you make the change in goal, and your goalie's playing so well in Joseph Woll, but he gets hurt in game 6, making a meaningless goal with 0.1 seconds left and can't play in game 7. Why is it always the Leafs? How come when they play
That's
Boston,
why.
Because they're cursed.
Right.
I honestly think if you look at everything you just talked about, Cohen, if you look at all the adversity that they faced in this series, it was actually pretty impressive that they won 7 games. But the overall big picture, it's very similar to the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
The Bills aren't judged on one game, right? When we choke in a playoff game, we're not just mad about that one choke in the playoff game, Cohen. It goes back to 34 choke jobs or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then go back to whatever. Ronnie Harmon dropping the ball in Cleveland in the end zone, before we even made the Super Bowls in a conference championship game, in a wild card game, right? Don Beebe landing on his head and dropping the ball. The Music City Miracle, whatever, dude. There's always sort of something. So it builds, it compounds, right? You know what I mean? With the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Maple Leafs, the Bills. Except our teams just haven't been fortunate. Those teams actually broke the curse finally and won.
Yeah. What do you think, Gabe, about the Bills? It's hard to be optimistic going into this year right now.
Yeah.
You
know what? I'm neutral about it. I don't think we have any worse of a chance as we did last year. And I don't think we have any better of a chance than we did last year.
I agree with that. Yeah,
we're
I
in the
agree.
mix.
I think it's better if you're under the radar, though. The Bills
we're going to make the playoffs,
Cam.
We'll make the playoffs and see what ever happens. You know what I mean? One of those deals again. I don't buy into the Jets, though, Cohen. I think Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again.
Agreed.
Okay. And the Dolphins?
Dolphins are good again. Dolphins are good again, in my opinion. Dolphins are good.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's the Dolphins and the Bills battling for the division again. The Jets are super talented, but I think Aaron Rodgers will either struggle or get hurt. The guy's 41, 42. We'll see if he's Tom Brady and he's invincible and stuff, but I'm not fully down on the Bills, but I'm not overly, I'm numb, Cohen. I guess that's the best way of putting it, bro. It's been so long. How can we get our hopes up? Even if the media hyped us up, why would we get our hopes up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just obviously I worry about playmakers on this offense, and it's tough because you'd hate to waste the prime years of Josh Allen and not give him weapons that he needs, but it's definitely disappointing.
Yeah, they put one more segment with Cohen, and we'll get him out. I want to hit the Jays, but they put more pressure on Josh Allen now, not less.
Yeah, there you go.
I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Mavericks. It's a close game. OKC have started to pull away a little bit. They're up a 10 spot right now after three. 89-79 after 3 quarters of play in Oklahoma City, where incidentally they're going to build, or they want to build, they're saying they're going to build the largest tower in the world. Like in the middle of Oklahoma City. Which I don't know. Seems to me like it's kind of a bad idea to put it in the middle of tornado land. But and I'm dead serious. It's like this massive project in downtown Oklahoma City. And they want this thing like the Dubai Towers and stuff. But they got the permit for it. I think the guy's crazy enough that he's actually going to build this thing. Trying to put Oklahoma City on the map, baby. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, 89-79. The in-game total is 222.5 right now. The Thunder are laying 8.5 points, up 10, going into the fourth quarter of play. Major League Baseball, the Dodgers are rolling 8-1 over the Marlins right now. The Marlins scored 1 run in the first inning, and the Dodgers responded with a 4 spot. And then they responded with another 4 spot after. This Dodger team, Cohen, is really starting to dial it up a notch right now. Like over the last 2 weeks, and they're openly talking about it. They're like, oh, we feel it, we're scary, and like we're getting into a zone, and they're all talking about other guys on the team. They're like, oh, I see it in his eyes every time he goes up right now that he's going to kill it. And this team is hot as hell right now, bro. They're living up to the hype.
Well, listen, here's the thing. They got Walker Buehler back yesterday, so that, obviously they're going to be a lot healthier from a pitching rotation standpoint later in the year. But the problem for the Dodgers and the Braves, same issue they had last year. They can win 120 games. They're going to be sitting around for a week once the playoffs start, not playing anybody while everyone else plays. And then you hope they don't play a hot team like last year with Arizona and with Atlanta, with Philadelphia last year.
That's a good point.
All that really matters for those teams is what happens come the playoffs, because these regular season games, we know the Dodgers already have the Division I. They just got to make sure they're hot when it matters the most in October.
Well, that's why it's almost irrelevant. You're right. Like, okay, whatever. Right. They can win 130 games. And it's like, okay, you're going to play the Braves to go to the World Series after, right? Yeah. And anything can happen with that. But no, that's a good point. But you see that, in different sports where, the teams, that was my point about the Buffalo Bills. Whatever's going to happen, whatever. They'll get into the playoffs, and you sort of have a puncher's chance or not after. So the Toronto Blue Jays starting to disappoint for real right now, this team. Right? They've been underachievers the last couple of years. They're not living up to the talent that they have. Their payroll is $225 million. Right? So it's not a lack of spending money despite not getting Ohtani in the offseason. And Vlad Guerrero, I know we had the Grand Slam the other day. Bichette is struggling, Cohen, and we'll get Cam's take in a second. But they get absolutely railroaded tonight, 10-1 in Philadelphia. There's going to have to be thought about how to proceed moving forward with this team. Vlad Guerrero's got to get paid. There's guys on this team that got to get paid, including Vlad Guerrero. And you look at the manager. They threw Montoya under the bus. And now here we are with Schneider right now. And I'm starting to see more and more guys, if you follow this, I don't know how much juice Schneider has in that room. You follow the team very closely, Cohen. But it seems to me that he's not very well respected around baseball. Right? Players are taking shots at him on other teams. They're openly saying he's a Bush League manager. That's why he talks smack from the dugout to other teams. He seems to rub a lot of people the wrong way. We had that manager. We had the stuff last year in the playoffs. But I don't think Shapiro and Atkins, they fire him. It exposes them for all the wrong hires that they keep making. And, GMs hate to do that. They hate to fire the second coach they hire because it makes them look bad.
Yeah, the problem is Schneider is their guy, right? He does whatever he's being told to do. We saw it last year in the wild card game when he was told that, Barrios is done after facing the Twins lineup twice, and they're going to Kikuchi despite the fact that Minnesota had one hit off Barrios, right? He does whatever the analytics department and what Shapiro and Atkins tell him to do. He is a player's manager in the fact that he grew up with Bichette and with Vladdy and with Biggio in the minors, and he gives them, all sorts of legroom. There's never any discipline, right? Vladdy doesn't run out ground balls. He never gets benched. He never gets reprimanded. Schneider just goes out there and pretty much just does the same thing, and he lives on the fact that he's doing what he's being told to do. He's, as you say, he is considered a bully when it comes to the way he treats umpires and opposing players. Now he speaks about them. But if they fire him, I don't know what they do. I mean, at this point, how many managers can you have over the last 5-6 years?
And plus the players, up to the players to hit.
No one's gotten through to their core guys. The fact that Bichette, Guerrero, and these guys have not won one playoff game yet, it's embarrassing. You look at how quickly the Orioles rebuild was, and it just seems like right now the Blue Jays are the fourth best team in their own division, and they're in big trouble, and there's no easy fix. What do you do with George Springer? Do you DFA him? He can't hit anymore. Bo Bichette is struggling mightily. Do you have his dad come back as his own personal hitting coach? I have no answers because right now this organization is in complete shambles.
Cam, what's your take on the Jays?
Cohen said it eloquently. Bo Bichette's hitting 189. Guerrero will ground into so many double plays. His defense is gross. You basically
all
pick
of which
up
is not Schneider's
Turner.
Fault. Just to say,
you're right.
like we're talking about the manager, right?
No. Listen, it's players got to play. Schneider's not a great manager, but the players are not helping their cause too. Our stars are doing nothing. You bring in Justin Turner. He's the regular player. He's hitting 284. That's Justin Turner, the veteran of the team that was just supposed to be a piece. Other than Jansen, like a backup catcher. Like, look at these guys, Gabe. How is Bo Bichette hitting under 200? Like, this is not the start of the season anymore.
Another guy.
Kirk, another guy. Like,
you traded Gabriel Marino too. Don't forget.
Yeah. Anyway, Cohen brought it up. It's just the stars aren't stars. No, we don't. And losing the way we did to Seattle, just everything with this organization. I actually think Atkins and Shapiro are big clowns. We know guys who worked in the organization. They sell everybody else out. They've done a horrible job. But you said it. They're egomaniacs, and they're not going to admit that they're wrong to anything. That's the issue, too. It starts at the top, right, with these guys. They need a whole rebuild.
Yeah, you talk about the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have a great payroll, as you mentioned, $225 million. But, they didn't get Ohtani in the offseason, and they didn't address an offense that last year clearly struggled. Their answer was, well, we're going to let the guys that we feel like had off years all rebound, but none of them rebounded. And now the problem is, all they focused on was the stadium and the cup holders and the 2 extra levels of club level seats. That's what the offseason focus was for this team. It wasn't on where it should be, which is improving the product on the field with the offense, which right now is struggling.
That's the Toronto way. That's what the Leafs do. They get the stupidest songs, and the other worry about the product on the ice. He gave it to Toronto thing. The Jays are like that too. Like you mentioned it too with the atmosphere at the Leaf game. It's like I don't get it. It's like so corporate. It's just killing it. Yeah, worry about the players. Who cares about the stupid?
Well, they're owned by a corporation, so it's a very corporate feel. It is. It's like a manufactured type of feel. But yeah, they have a problem. They're stuck. And speaking of problems, I got burnt on this one, so they weren't the only ones to get routed tonight. There's trouble with the Houston Astros as well. I bet the under of this game. Yankees put a 10 spot up, and you brought it up earlier, Cohen. The Yankees are actually good. That's the thing with the Jays. It's not like the Jays are terrible or anything, but there's a lot of good teams in the American League this year. So there's not a lot of room for error, and you don't want to spot the rest of the league too many games in the playoff chase, Cole. We got 30 seconds before we get you out of here.
No, I tell you this right now, there's zero chance the Blue Jays can catch New York or Baltimore. I mean, the best case scenario for them is they can get hot and finish third in the division and maybe try to sneak into the final wild card spot if they can win 89 games, because you did mention that Houston's not playing well. However, that being said, Cleveland's a lot better than you expected. Minnesota's really good. Seattle's coming on. So these other teams
Texas
are all going to win 88 games. It's going to be very, very difficult.
I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Good to catch up with the Big E, Eric Cohen, former partner in crime on HSR Channel 98. I think we were on in those days. Now Cohen's with TSN Edge, handling on the TSN gambling department side of things. And I see George Kurtz just tweeted me right now. I was looking to retweet something here for our show, and I see I said, George said, don't worry. You don't have to save it for me. I heard you say Dallas Stars are doing something the Cowboys can't do, winning the playoffs. I might be upset if it wasn't true, he says.
You got to hand it to Colorado, though, Gabe. They had a 3-0 lead in this game, and they could have got number 4 and put them away. The Avalanche are just one of those teams, and I've been watching. They dominated the second period. Like, they were all over the net. Ottinger made a couple big saves. So let's give Colorado credit. They manhandled the Jets, and they're just one of these teams that just doesn't go away. Professional. Makar, McKinnon, other guys on their team are stepping up, and I got to hand it to the goalie. Georgiev was pretty weak early, but since the first period, he hasn't let in a goal. They're back in it.
I've got my eye on the basketball game, but I think I'll go over to the back to the hockey here right now as the basketball's getting out of control. 102-87 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Quite the statement. And I've been talking for the last couple of years about a changing of the guard in the NBA. And I've liked the young gun teams, but I thought the Pelicans were ready to take the next step. I did believe in the T-Wolves. Oklahoma City kind of, to me, like surprised. Listen, it surprised everybody last year, and it sort of carried over into this year, but they're damn good. And it appears as if though, I don't want to dismiss the Dallas Mavericks already, but it looks as if though we're going to have an Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves conference finals, which I can't imagine Adam Silver's overly excited about, to be honest.
No.
But at least... if they can get New York, Boston in the East, okay. But, yeah, Oklahoma City, it's not the largest TV market. Minneapolis as well. Like the T-Wolves are not a trendy team. But they are starting to sell Anthony Edwards as the future star of the league and stuff, even though I think they're underestimating Wembanyama. But Edwards a badass, man. And if you look at the updated conference odds right now, guys, the Minnesota Timberwolves are minus 115 to win. The Oklahoma City Thunder are plus 220. The Dallas Mavericks are plus 600. And the Denver Nuggets are plus 750, Cam. I would say out of this, for me personally, the Dallas Mavericks at plus 600. It would be it because you would get plus 600. They're only down a game. Oklahoma City are good. Minnesota aren't going to blow this to Denver. Denver are falling apart. You can tell, like, Murray's not 100%. They're on the ropes right now, and Minnesota are the real deal. They're not going to let them off the mat here. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Minnesota wins the next game again. Murray's not going to get suspended. I think he should for throwing the heat pad on the yeah, you can't throw a...
You can't do that. Yeah. Well, how does he get away with that? Like,
should be suspended. Right. He threw it. Cam, he tried to throw a towel first, but the towel didn't make it. Then he picked up then he picked up the water thing and he threw that. Yeah. A hot water pack. What are you doing? It's like, dude, like, imagine your ankle, like it moves, like stepping on Jell-O or something.
Yep.
No, dude, the NBA, let's just call it out for what it is. Like I said, I wish Adam Silver would have been like the cop in my neighborhood when I was a kid. Sorry, Mr. Silver, I won't do it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, bro, like,
how did you not get suspended? The guy threw like an object.
Oh, yeah, like Roger Goodell would be like, yeah, you're not playing in the next game, bro.
No,
Patrick Beverly threw a basketball, hit a teenage girl in the face. I haven't heard the NBA say a word about it.
No, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I'll tell you, Gabe, you bring up the point. I think Minnesota's going to sweep these guys. I don't even think Denver's going to get a win. I told you this before. We have them in the series. And if you look at the series odds, take a look at this. This is all you need to know is looking at the lines. They have Minnesota in a sweep is only plus 120. Minnesota in 5 is 6-1. They believe, the odds makers believe that they will win both games in Minnesota, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's been a wild swing here that, like, suddenly the T-Wolves are as big favorites as they are, but everybody's on the T-Wolf bandwagon right now. WNBA preseason actually has begun, and we got a game going on right now. The Seattle Storm are up on the Phoenix Mercury, 72-47, and their regular season starts, like, pretty soon.
Very
What's
soon.
the date today? I'm bad with dates. Very soon.
Next week.
Isn't
it next week?
It's May 14th they start, so it's May 10th on Friday.
Yep.
So a week from today. A week from today, the WNBA season starts. And I should say the Caitlin Clark season starts, because that's all they're going to show us.
What? Ooh, yeah. That's what we'll see every night on the networks. Caitlin Clark highlights. I'll say this. They had the series in Edmonton. They had the Canadian series there, and they played it in Edmonton the other night. So, No, WNBA is great, Gabe. We got some nice, interesting stories. We talked about the Chicago Sky having a nice draft, so should be an interesting year. But you're right, it's going to be all about Caitlin Clark. Nobody else.
I think that Toronto actually is going to get a WNBA team in like 3 years. They're bringing in San Francisco this year, and the commissioner wants to cash in on the popularity of the women's game. They want to bring in 4 new teams. So Edmonton, but Toronto had the game last year and they sold it out. I know Edmonton did, but the WNBA is doing it for a reason. Like they're pushing it. There's a lot of Canadian women in the WNBA. There's a lot of Canadian girls that are big time in the NCAA as well. So Toronto will get the WNBA's popularity continues to grow. And 108.89 right now. Speaking of Canadians, SGA hits a shot. So there's futures up for this, and I'm going to bet this. And one thing I like about the WNBA futures, guys, is, too, it's not excessively long this season. It's a little long. It's 40 games. It was usually 36, but like I said, they're starting to cash in now, so they expanded it to 40. Makes sense in even 40 games. So they're playing 40 games this year. So you don't really have to wait that long if you play like futures and win totals. And I'm going to fade Caitlin Clark, Cam. Everybody's on her bandwagon. Indiana suck. And just because she's on the team, it's not going to change. This ain't Iowa or Kansas anymore, Dorothy. The Las Vegas Aces are women and stuff. Like, Caitlin's awesome, but she's going to be in trouble.
I just don't want to play for clicks. I want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop players. Him leaving Colorado, a shot across the bow at Dion. I don't think Dion cares.
We saw Logan Diggs move on from LSU to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Don't be shocked if you see John Emery potentially maybe at another school, maybe like a Miss State or even maybe like a Texas A&M.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Eight-2 Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th inning right now. And I played that same game parlay with the Dodgers and Yamamoto. Yamamoto, though, only 4 strikeouts. He's gone 7 innings, too. I'm surprised. So he's still in the game. Dodgers are up 8-2. We should have just played the damn run line. We got cute trying to get that plus money with the same game parlay. Like we said, the Dodgers are just murdering it right now. On a roll. Their offense is unbelievable. Good over bet, actually. So the hockey game is getting tight right now. The Dallas Stars were up 3-0, and the Colorado Avalanche have come back to tie the hockey game. It's 3-3. The over 6.5 has hit because obviously there's got to be another goal. So, man, I got to tell you, Cam, I didn't think it would be a track meet, but here we are right now. And if you're Dallas, if you blow a 3-0 lead and end up losing the game, that's a bad sign for the series moving forward because Colorado have home ice in their back pocket, and Denver's a hard place to win at because of the altitude. It does wear teams out.
You said it, Gabe. I think this would be absolutely heartbreaking. It wasn't just a 1-2-0, 3-0 lead you take to the intermission, and slowly but surely Colorado's crawled back in that game. Early goal in the third period. They look like the better team right now, but hockey, anything could happen. But this would be absolutely heartbreaking for the Stars. It would actually be game 2, kind of a must-win game, right? The difference is Carolina lost their 2 games at MSG. They still got home ice. If Dallas loses game 1 at home, this is not a good sign, especially in the fashion with Colorado coming back from 3 down.
I would be more upset and stressed about it if I didn't already get paid because they were up by 3 earlier.
I got paid on
which
one site,
actually really helped and come into play. Otherwise, I'd be really stressed and mad right now. But I'm not. I'm like, whatever. I already got paid for the bet.
Great promo. You can't deny it. No, people talk about juice and whatever. You know what? I like getting paid with a 3-goal lead in hockey because the way things are going these days, no lead is safe. That's the
now
best
I can
promo
come
out.
back and beat him twice.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I almost don't want to push my luck. I've already won on the game. I don't know either. I've been watching the basketball more than this hockey game right now, but the basketball game's a rout, so I'll go to the hockey here. There's still 14 minutes left. I thought the Ranger game, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not betting overtime in like the first period. It crossed my mind. I was like, you know what? This game's probably going to go to overtime tonight. It ended up going to double overtime. I don't get the feeling with this one. There's 13 minutes left. The way this game is going and the goaltending is shaky. Look at the shots on goal. It's 19-14, and there's 6 shots. There's 6 goals. We talked about Ottinger shutting the door, and playing better in the second half of the first series that he just played in camp. But the fact is, 3 goals on 14 shots is not supposed to happen. Look at the Rangers. 52 shots, 52 saves. You know what I mean? 3 goals. Like, if you're Ottinger, you can't be the Stars can't be giving up 3 goals on 14 shots. They're going to lose the series.
I agree, Gabe. And I think Shesterkin, like you talk about it right now, let's call it for what it is. You played goal. The 2 best goalies right now in hockey are Swayman and Shesterkin. Ottinger, you could talk about him. He's way too inconsistent. It's not even close in my opinion. And I'll tell you one thing about the Colorado Avalanche, what they do. They got a great system. That head coach Bednar gets no respect. These guys throw pucks at the net from all angles that are on you. They play great playoff hockey. They're very suffocating, and that's what you have to do. You see these greasy goals. That's what Boston did too, man. That's just like nothing has to be so damn pretty. And that's what Carolina, like the Rangers find ways. You saw Kreider's goal at the end, the way they win with Trocheck, the former Kane. Just fire pucks. Colorado does it better than anybody.
No, they do. Colorado are smart. They understand playoff hockey, but they fire the puck quickly at the net, like quick snapshots, wrist shots, low bouncers. They bounce the puck a lot to the net, which is smart. They understand playoff hockey. But one thing about the Avs, they're so fast. Like they literally have like the fastest guys. Like McKinnon's one of the fastest guys in the league, literally and figuratively. Cale Makar might be the fastest guy, Cam, as far as skating is like concerned. So very like they start flying around, bro. And people don't talk about it enough, but it is a disadvantage. You go to Denver, you're gassed. Like you're skating around, you're having a hard time breathing. Teams have to adapt their shifts on the road when they go to Denver. The shifts have to be shorter, right? Because otherwise the players are going to get worn out. Now, as the series goes on, they'll get more adapted to it. But, it's something to think about too, guys, with the Coyotes coming up. It's an advantage that the Coyotes never had before. Utah is going to have that altitude thing going for them as well. It's not easy to deal with. It throws athletes off for real.
You're right, Gabe. I heard people talk about it. Those shifts that were 45 seconds, under 30 seconds, you're in and out. And if a game goes to overtime, you're going to get severely gassed. So it's very important.
Yeah, and because they play it at Cam, they're more well-conditioned. Like, there's a reason why there's a bunch of MMA camps up there in Colorado. Because the altitude, it makes them stronger. Exactly. They run the mountains at Albuquerque and stuff, too.